And we're live.
Good evening, everybody. I'm Dan.
I'm Jeff.
And you're listening to and watching The Jeff and Dan Show.
That's right.
Live on YouTube.
Yes.
I'm Dan, and that's Jeff, and we're your hosts tonight. I think we already got to that.
You established it.
So we're going to get right into the meat of our topic tonight, which is we've been talking a lot about restaurants, and this is part 2 of the restaurant.
Yes.
We're going over the chain restaurants in America and the ones that we've had good or bad experiences with.
Right.
Just to pass this information along to you.
Yes.
What you do with it, we don't really care. Okay. Our next topic for restaurants is actually considered beef restaurants. I don't quite understand what they're getting here. They only have 3.
Beef restaurants.
Yeah, and that would be Gold Star Chili out of Cincinnati.
Never been there.
Skyline Chili out of Cincinnati.
I've never been there.
And Shane's Rib Shack out of Georgia.
Oh, nope. Never been there.
Did you know Cincinnati is famous for chili?
I did not.
You did not?
I did not.
Supposedly they have some kick-ass chili.
Huh.
I could think of 100 other things to eat than
Yeah.
chili, but you know what? If chili's your thing, let's eat.
I would think in Cincinnati lead would be a... Sorry, Cincinnati. I didn't mean to make that joke. Yes, I did. There's a lot of crime in Cincinnati, unfortunately, and as well as other little places in Ohio. I did not know that it was a chili place.
You know, different cities around the U.S., of course, have their all different flavors of different things.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh's Permanente, Philadelphia's cheesesteaks,
Right.
Cincinnati's chili.
That's wild. St. Louis is for ribs.
For ribs.
Yeah.
And and there's a couple of barbecue spots.
Yeah.
Kansas City and St. Louis being one of them.
Yes.
And
Kansas
then you
City's
come
big.
over here to the Carolinas.
Yes.
These are at least they're at least cultural iconish.
Yeah.
Cities.
Well, they came up with their own brand of barbecue.
There is.
Really, just the Carolina barbecue is the. There's some differentiation between the two. Now, some people say it's just barbecue that is the meat, and then you put the barbecue sauce on it. Some people say it's that and coleslaw on top of it. I know, right? So, from what I'm to understand, the coleslaw is the main change that they put in it. You just put a big old glob of coleslaw on top and then eat that. But every place that I've gone to in the north that claims that they're Carolina barbecue usually says it's just the meat with the barbecue sauce on top, not mixed in already.
If you go to Pennsylvania and south central Pennsylvania and you ask for barbecue, you're
Usually getting just regular barbecue, just a sandwich with just the meat and barbecue sauce already mixed with it.
You mean a sloppy Joe?
Yeah. No, that's ground beef. I mean, like shredded beef, shredded meat. It could be pork, depending on it's pork barbecue.
No, if you go to this 6-county area and ask for barbecue, you're getting ground beef.
Oh yeah. Yes,
Ground beef
yes.
with,
That's the way it is in Upper Maryland too.
Upper Maryland.
Yeah, that's where it came from. If somebody says, "Oh, I'm gonna make you a barbecue sandwich," it turns out to be a fucking sloppy Joe. It just doesn't have onions in it, and you're just like, "This is fucking sloppy Joe, man. Come on."
Nah, the rest of the world calls them sloppy Joe. Pennsylvania, at least parts of Pennsylvania, are very unique. They think they have to call and design their foods in different ways.
Customize it.
The rest of the world calls pot pie a pie shaped with a crust and gravy and filling and hot stuff in the middle.
Yes.
Central Pennsylvanians have to make it a stew.
Yeah, it's a farfalle fucking pasta bow ties
Or
with like shit in it.
casserole or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, exactly. But it's not just that way. I mean, in the South, there's a bunch of different stuff that like we touched on this before, where it was like you got the chicken and waffles. We talked about that the other day. Up here it's like the real chicken and waffles, the Dutch version of chicken and waffles. You got your shredded chicken in with a gravy and it's on top of waffles. Whereas down in the South it's fried chicken on top of a waffle, which is just weird, it's.
How do they eat it down south? Are they like...
They pick it apart and then put it right on their waffle and eat the part with the waffle too. With a fork. Yeah.
No. Have you ever had Metro's chicken and waffles?
I have, yes. As a matter of fact, my wife reminded me the other day that we mentioned Metro. You were talking about the Metrosexual Diner, and I totally forgot that because I was thinking that diner we go to that's in front of Carnes. It's like a like a 1950s ish place. You know what I mean? Like the one that's in there in Mechanicsburg. It's right next to in front of the
Yeah,
Carnes.
yeah.
We went there, and it's. I thought that's what you meant, and that's why when you said that I pictured that, but I forgot. We go to the Metro Diner occasionally in York, and I have had the chicken and waffles there, and it was good.
I like their chicken and waffles. I do, but
Yeah.
I'm sorry, it's a fried chicken dinner.
Right, exactly. It was a
and-
waffle.
and it was delicious, right? And your bread is a waffle.
Yeah,
But the way I guess I eat it, I first time I was ever presented with this was Metro Diner.
right,
I just eat the chicken like a fried chicken,
Right.
like I would my mom made
Yeah.
it. And then the waffle, I just smear that butter on it and just eat it like a piece of bread.
right, exactly.
Is that what you're supposed to do?
I had no. What you're supposed to do is the way I've seen people do it in the South, and this is kind of the way it looks. They take their chicken, they grab a piece, they just start taking their fork and shredding off the chicken with the breading on top. You rip it off the bone, then cut into the waffle, and stick your fork in and eat everything all together.
Okay.
So it's kind of like the way we do it here, but
Just no gravy.
right, exactly. But you can in the South order it with gravy. Now they get gravy on all kinds of
Oh,
shit.
so they put gravy in their Coke.
Yeah.
They're weird ass people. They
Yeah.
are weird.
Yeah.
I love the South.
Yeah.
They think just like me, but they have some weird ass things going on.
Oh yeah, they definitely have some really good food. I love the South. Don't get me wrong. I'm from there, so it's kind of like I'm used to that fattening ass shit. Yeah, here's the reason why I'm used to the South. So yeah.
On to our next topic.
Yes. Topic or show or place?
What topic?
Oh, okay.
That was it for the beef, which was just a bunch of chilies and ribs.
Okay. So,
Now we're going on to beverages. See how it's going alphabetical?
yeah,
Yeah. Beverages. Ever heard of Argo tea?
I have not.
Big B coffee?
I have heard of that, but I've never seen it or tasted it.
Caribou coffee?
No, I don't think I have.
It's okay. It's okay. Dunkin' Donuts?
Yeah, of course.
And you're not really a coffee drinker.
No.
You're not even an iced coffee drinker or
Well, I'll drink a frappe, but that's it. That's the only coffee I'll touch. Or that and a cappuccino. I'll drink a
do you
cappuccino.
specifically seek those out or you're going to Dunkin', go ahead, get me that.
No, if I go to McDonald's usually, I'll order the
Oh.
McCafe frappes, and that's the extent of where as far as I'll go with it. But if we're someplace and somebody says to me, "Oh man, they have the best frappes," I'll drink it there. But I also have to know if that person's like a super coffee drinker. You know what I mean? Like if you said to me, "Oh, dude, they have the best frappes here," I'd be like, "Oh, that's nice. I'll get the hot chocolate." You know what I mean? Because you drink coffee, like you're a coffee drinker.
So I would want a coffee flavor.
Right.
More
Uh,
coffee flavor.
Yes, and I'll take a little bit of the coffee flavor, but yeah, give me the rest of the sugar. Yeah, they're pouring out white sugar, and that's all it is, just white sugar. Couple coffee grounds in it, and I'm done. We're good.
Dunkin' Donuts. We both agree that their donuts are not anything to brag about.
Yes, yeah, they're, yeah.
Pumpkin's okay.
I don't even really go for those.
So there's really no reason for you to even go to Dunkin' Donuts.
If I'm really starving for like a breakfast type thing, and there's a Dunkin' around, I'd go there. But I wouldn't like go out of my way to do it. They do have really good like croissant sandwiches.
They
and stuff.
do, and they're quick and they're easy, but
Right.
and I don't know. If you're
Yeah.
gonna have a breakfast sandwich, that better be the only place around to get a breakfast sandwich.
Exactly right. Exactly. If I don't see any golden arches or anything, the damn right I'm going to the fucking Dunkin' Donuts.
How about an Orange Julius? Have you ever eaten there?
I have.
Or drank there?
My wife used to work there. She worked there for a whole day.
I think
Now, don't get me wrong.
I think I almost remember that.
Yeah, my wife is a really great worker. Every place she worked at, it's like for years and years and years. But this one place she worked at, they were just kind of asshole-ish, and it was at North Hanover
North
Mall.
Hanover Mall, the only place that I'm exposed to Orange
Yeah.
Julius.
And I had that, and it was the first place. It was the first time I found out I'd had Orange Julius before because I used to be a mall rat. So I had it in Virginia, so I knew what it tasted like. But it was the first time I'd ever experienced the fact that they put an egg in your drink.
Why would you do that? You
To make it
think
creamier.
raw egg?
It makes it
like,
creamier.
It makes it creamier.
Yeah. As soon as you add sugar to anything, it pretty much kills a lot of what could possibly be wrong with it. You know what I mean? Like if there's
Battery
salmonella, yeah. It doesn't taste that bad, man. It's really sugary. Holy shit. You know, battery acid. I'm chugging a fucking Duracell. No. No, if you put sugar on something, especially like eggs and stuff like that, you are almost guaranteed to kill off the salmonella. So you wouldn't get any type of like disease from it for the most part.
Except diabetes.
Exactly. But when you mix it with an acid and sugar, that's what makes it all that much better because it kills pretty much everything off of it. So when you had like an Orange Julius, literally the drink Orange Julius, then it was, you know,
Acid neutralizes.
right. It kills everything that's in that. So it's like I can kind of get away with the fact that they were putting an egg in it, but I didn't realize it. You know what I mean? And I'm just like,
Is that an automatic, or don't you have to order the egg?
no, I think it's an automatic. I think it was for the smoothies. It was only for the smoothies. And it was like, you know, anytime they put shit in the blender, you just didn't see a lot of it. You know what I mean? It was like they went off and they did their thing and they came back and here's your drink. Kind of like it is with like a Dairy Queen almost. Sometimes the Dairy Queen, you can see them pouring your stuff, and sometimes you don't know they're jizzing in it, but there it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're looking back there. Sometimes they're peeking up, see if you're looking.
Yeah.
Your drink comes
Meanwhile,
out,
their head's doing this, and you're just like, oh shit, what's he doing?
pick it up, and start drinking. All of a sudden, three of them are whispering to each other, looking at you.
He's reclasping his fucking drawers. Your chocolate doesn't look right.
Yeah, but the vanilla cream is perfect.
Exactly. Sweet but salty. I don't know. It's weird.
Anyways,
Yeah.
Orange Julius, goodbye.
Yeah.
Starbucks,
Starbucks. I have eaten at Starbucks, and I've drank at Starbucks.
what did you think?
I'm not a big fan.
They're overpriced,
Yes.
strong coffee.
Yes. Well,
Yeah, they're strong.
yeah, they're strong, but at the same time, there's ways to make it even stronger. You know,
Well-
you can get the like espresso shots and stuff like that to make it even
Yeah,
stronger.
well, there's basically two ways to strengthen coffee, if you will, or at least people think so, anyways.
Yeah.
People tend to think that dark roast is strong coffee.
Right.
It's got the same amount of nicotine in it. The only what happens
I mean
is
caffeine.
Caffeine.
Yeah. Like all of a sudden we're drinking cigarettes. What the hell, man? That's not good.
I have a Marlboro on the rocks.
Can you make that a Marlboro Light? My wife's on a diet. You know. Yeah.
Well, they roast the beans first. They cook the beans first.
Yeah. Yeah.
So dark beans are essentially burnt beans,
Yeah. 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 I believe it.
and light roast is essentially raw beans or rare.
Yeah. Yeah.
And well done beans are dark roast.
Yeah. Yeah.
So-
I gotcha.
And so that I think that's what Starbucks does. The other way to make it stronger is less water.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
and I think that's where all your espressos and
Right. The
stuff
espresso
comes
shots.
in.
Yeah. It's basically just like-
strong coffee because there's not a lot of water.
Right. It's kind of like that, you know, when you leave the coffee pot on and you have the coffee there and there's a little tiny bed at the bottom and it boils off all the water and it gets all that black burnt shit. That's espresso.
It makes the entire yeah.
It really is, man. That fucking smell, you cannot get rid of that smell no matter what you do. It's just like, oh my God, for the rest of my life, my house is going to smell like burnt coffee.
It's like you smell burnt flesh.
Exactly. It smells like popcorn. What are you going to do?
All right. Well, Starbucks is. Hey, have you ever had Tim Hortons? The donuts
I
or their
have.
coffee.
Yes, I
what,
have.
What did you have?
We had their donuts. That
Donuts?
was back in the 90s. We were actually in Canada.
Yeah, they're Canadian.
Yeah.
Canadian.
Yeah.
I've had their frozen remakes, if you will, and I thought
Yeah.
those are pretty banging.
Yeah. The donuts are actually really good too.
Oh, yeah.
The people not so friendly, but you know.
Well, you know, them Canadians, just Canadians,
You know,
just
it's a
do not like us.
they're like, I did, but that's the thing, man. When we were there in the 90s, you would have thought, you know, everybody nowadays is like, oh, Canadians are always like, oh, I'm sorry, eh? You know, and it's like, that's like, they're really polite and apologetic and stuff. But when we were there in the '90s, man, everybody in freaking Toronto and Ontario were just like, they were mean.
Yeah.
They were like, "You're fucking American, get out!"
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah,
And
but
I'm
I'll
saying-
tell you one thing though. The minute we say that you're not going to be our neighbor anymore, we're moving you all over. Oh, no, wait, no, wait. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, they depend on us.
Oh, yeah,
Don't
they
let
do.
anybody fool you.
They do, but that's the thing too. I just saw a meme that was actually pretty funny. It said, imagine being like a Canadian is like having a neighbor whose car alarm keeps going off for 10 hours straight." And then some guy replied, "Imagine being the guy that's in that car."
It's bad enough I got to listen to my alarm, but now you Canadians are bitching about it.
Exactly. Now we're gonna listen to it ourselves for 10 fucking hours. Yeah.
Just send us over some hockey recruits or something, okay?
Send us back some Wayne Gretzky, eh? Yeah.
Let's move on to the next topic in our restaurant series.
Next
Jeff and
category
Dan,
is up. Yes.
The restaurant
The
series.
restaurants.
Chicken. This is near and dear
Ooh.
to my heart.
Chicken.
Yes.
Yes.
Bojangles. Have you ever had Bojangles?
I have, and it's amazing chicken.
Dude, I hear so much good things about it.
Yeah.
I'm ready to go right now. I've never had Bojangles.
They had it in New York there for a
I have
while.
heard the song.
Mr. Bojangles,
There was
his
one in York?
balls dangle. Oh,
There's one in York?
yes, there was one in New York, and it closed down a long time ago.
How?
It just didn't get any business. It was right there along Route 30 near where the Rudders is on the corner of Roosevelt. No, I'm sorry, not Roosevelt. Pennsylvania Avenue.
What's there now?
Well, after that left, then it was a Popeyes. And then after it was a Popeyes, it turned into. It was nothing for like the longest period of time, and then it turned into a Five Guys. Then the Five Guys failed. Believe it or not,
It must be at a real bad location.
it is, man. It's got a side street that goes up Route 30 beside Route 30, and it's real a bitch to really get in there. And every time you go in, it's like all bumpy and just really shitty. Yeah, it was terrible. It was terrible. But now I think it was an El Rodeo, which is like a Mexican restaurant. I don't know if it's still that or not. I'm pretty sure it is though. But yeah, Mr. Bojangles was a good fucking place, a good place to
I
eat.
think maybe it's something like that that's kind of at a really bad location really ought to start getting into delivery.
Yeah.
Like your customers are not coming to you, you might as well go to your customers.
Right.
And a place like Bojangles, who I've never been to one, I'm dying to eat there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just
Just a
get delivered to me so I don't have to go through your crappy fucking parking lot.
Right. Exactly. Yeah, man.
Or get stuck. I can't get out. I have to go out the back through S8 Drive and get mugged. York's getting bad.
Oh shit! It is getting bad.
Yeah.
There's shots fired every day now. So
Next item up for chicken.
okay.
This is kind of an unusual chicken, but it's in there.
Okay.
Boston Market.
Yes.
You've eaten at Boston
Oh
Market?
yes, definitely.
I've eaten there twice, and I've enjoyed it both times, and I cannot for the life of me understand why it went out of business.
It didn't go out of business. It's still in business. Why it didn't stick around
Why
here?
it didn't stick around in Harrisburg.
Yeah, that rotisserie, man. That's the reason why. Most people just aren't into eating half a chicken or eating a whole chicken like rotisserie wise.
Have you been to one of these fire company chicken barbecues?
Oh, I have. Yeah. Yeah,
It's
but
a
that's
whole
also
chicken.
that's a once in a month kind of thing, you know.
Okay,
What I mean?
it's
Well, it
half
is.
a chicken.
It is
It's
locally.
half a chicken.
Yeah. Well, it's 4 pieces of chicken. Not everybody's into eating that much, and usually the fire company ones, they're just tiny, just this big.
I think they're all breast.
Yeah, for the most part, that's what mostly chickens are nowadays. But yeah, no, the ones at Boston Market were decent sized chickens. Like we get a good size, portion.
I could eat me some chicken.
But then it got some freaking. I know, so could I. But then it got overpriced with like things like you would buy a platter and it'd be like a meatloaf. Like you're spending like $10 just to buy dinner just for yourself. You know what I mean? And that became more of a special kind of eating out. You know what I mean? Not like a McDonald's fast food kind of thing. And I think Boston Market was trying to be the healthy meal alternative to a lot of other places, and it just didn't pick up. It didn't get steam, but we stop at them every time we see them now. I mean, not every time, but like when we see them and we know they're there, we'll actually go and eat at one because
And I've had good experiences at Boston Market.
Yeah. Yeah. We're
do
reaching
you-
that 20-minute time point. Do you want to keep going?
Really?
Yeah.
How
we're
many minutes we at?
We're at 20 minutes.
Right now?
Yes.
All right. Well, let's continue to chicken another day.
All right.
Okay.
Another hour.
Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. This has been the Jeff and Dan Show Live, a
Yes.
production of the Jeff and Dan Show.
Yes.
Found at jeffanddan.com.
Yes.
bit.ly/jeffanddanshow.com.
No, just Jeff and Andrew.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just Jeff and Dan Show.
Yes.
So,
And you can find us on YouTube. But if you go to jeffanddan.com, we have our YouTube things there. And you can see all our stuff, man. You can see all our stuff and have a good time. And if you see us on YouTube, make sure you like us and subscribe. We could use the additional subscribers, man. And that only can happen if you do it. So, very cool. So we will talk to you on the flip side.
have a good night.
I'm Jeff.
I'm Dan.
And
Remember, puff, puff, pass.
hasta la vida.